road trip, and it was a roadversal of fortunes, if you will. In Kansas City, they were perfect 4-0. ERA was great. They hit .270 as a team. They scored 5.5 runs. Pat, what was different other than the records? Why did the Orioles shut them down so effectively?
Well, Blue Jays just couldn't get anything going offensively. Just 3 runs, 2 extra base hits. The running game was shut down by the Orioles, and they didn't walk anybody. Usually you can count on the Orioles to walk some people and give it up late, but that didn't happen.
Ricky Romero is set to take on the Seattle Mariners, who are fresh off a sweep of the Detroit Tigers. And the Mariners, they start fast, top of the order. They've scored 53 of their 81 runs in the first 4 innings. The great Ichiro Suzuki has dropped down into the 3rd spot. 33 games hitting in that 3rd hole, and against the Blue Jays, he absolutely wears them out. .338, that's higher than his career average. And he's hit 12 doubles, 25 RBI, and he scored 63 runs against the Blue Jays in his career.
But now hitting 3rd in the lineup, they've taken him out of that leadoff spot, put him down there, maybe some more RBI possibilities for Ichiro Suzuki. Ricky Romero takes the mound tonight. Very good again in his last outing. That was against the Kansas City Royals. They allowed 2 runs on just 5 hits, pitching 8 innings for the 2nd time this season. There are his numbers in his 4 starts. For his career against the Seattle Mariners, Ricky is 1-1 with a .367 earned run average in 5 starts. He's also had 30 strikeouts in the 34 1/3 innings that he has pitched against the Mariners.
You mentioned his 1-1 record against Seattle. He actually left 2 of those games with the lead. The bullpen coughed it up. His first 2 starts against Seattle, he was up against King Felix, and he pitched good ball games, but he came out of it with not much to show for it. Leadoff batter, Dustin Ackley steps in, and he is ready to take on Ricky Romero. He's hit in 11 of his last 13 games. Average sits at .263. Romero, somebody's hollering at him as they're moving the outfield defense around, so he is set now. Takes the sign from J.P. Arancibia. First pitch of the ball game. Down and away to Ackley.
They play Dustin Ackley the other way in the outfield, straight up on the infield, the other way in the outfield, thinking that he won't be able to get around on a Romero fastball.
Ball on the strike. Ackley's 24 years old. He was a former first-round pick, 2nd pick overall in 2009. Came out of the University of North Carolina. Just off the outside corner. Ricky Romero knows what his job is tonight. The Blue Jays are on a 3-game losing streak, and there's the numbers we talked about. 1-1 in 5 starts against Seattle. Ball is hit high and deep to right, but Bautista has plenty of room. He's there, makes the catch.
1 down here in the 1st inning. Let's take a look at the scouting report for tonight's starter for the Blue Jays, Ricky Romero, brought to you by Home Hardware. Homeowners helping homeowners. Romero will use his fastball. I think that's a very important pitch for him to get it over early and often. Watch for the curveball, get that over early. That's when you can tell Romero's got the good touch and feel with his changeup and his curveball. When he's getting it up and in the strike zone early in the game, that's when he has those big strikeout games.
Shortstop Brendan Ryan lays off the first pitch and catches the outside corner. Ryan's 0 for 7 so far on this road trip. Hitting just .163, but he is a wizard with the glove at short.
Handles the bat really well in that number 2 slot. Can hit behind the runners. He can drop a bunt down if Eric Wedge asks him to. Good numbers against the Blue Jays in his career.
Off speed pitch. He gets a piece of it and stays alive.
This is a Mariners team that does not walk a lot. They're a free swinging bunch of guys. They'll go up there, and the first pitch they see, they're going to go up there and hack at it. If Romero's got his breaking ball and changeup getting it over for strikes, he's going to have a good game.
Poke toward first, and Lynn will go to the bag. Ryan's retired. That'll bring Ichiro Suzuki to the plate. We talked about his great career in his 12th season, and the Blue Jays know all about Ichiro, how tough he is. He started in 2001 and has worn them out ever since.
Can't defend him. He can hit the ball from foul line to foul line better than anybody that I've ever seen. He is almost running towards first base and still has that ability to flick that bat out there and get base hits.
2 outs and takes one inside. Manager Eric Wedge asked Ichiro to hit third this season, and he obliged. 1,722 games as the leadoff hitter for the Mariners. Fights that one off. Ichiro is interesting when you watch him take batting practice, and if he makes up his mind, he can put a charge in it. He's got a lot of pop, and he can hit some home runs. They've actually had success against Ichiro when you consider a .315 average as a success.
That is a success. He reminds me a lot of Wade Boggs, only in the fact that he could hit for a high average and hit the ball all over the place. But if he wanted to, he could be a 25 home run hitter a year, just like Boggs could have been.
I think that's a great call. That's exactly the way everybody characterized Boggs. 1-2. Gets a piece of it. That's what he does so well. He will spoil the pitcher's pitches and try to force you into a mistake.
And you wonder how he does it. His shoulders flailing out of there. He's almost running towards first base, but he keeps the bat back. That's the most important thing. He doesn't commit with that baseball bat.
I don't know how he can reach some of those pitches when you really look at him. He's not that big a guy, but that pitch looked like it was about a foot outside, and he still fouled it off.
Even though he was running towards first, it looked like, watch how he keeps that bat back. His backside is flailing out of there. And he's able to make contact.
I tell you what, he's very frustrating to pitch to for pitchers. I can remember watching Jake Peavy pitch to Ichiro in the 2006 World Baseball Classic, and he does this all the time. He wastes and spoils such great pitchers' pitches and then forces you into a mistake. Not this time, but Ichiro grounds a nice hop to Adam Lynn. 3 up, 3 down for Ricky Romero in the first. Last 3 game sweep at the hands of Baltimore. 10-9 record. Escobar, Johnson, Bautista top third in the order. Brett Laurie drops down into the 7th spot. His career numbers against Seattle: 364. He's 4 for 11. Obviously, growing up in Vancouver, had a lot of fans when he was out in Seattle to face the Mariners last year.
The lineup that's got to get it turned around, and they'll have to do it tonight against Blake Bevan. Quality starts in his first 3 games this year, with just 2 walks in 19 and a third innings for Bevan. He's only 1-2 because they have not been able to score runs for him. His ERA is excellent at 3.26. In the last time out, it was very unfortunate for him. He just pitched on the wrong day. He was matched up against Phil Humber of the White Sox. And Umber threw a perfect game against Seattle, and it was Bevan who was on the other end of it. He only gave up 3 runs in 6 innings.
Umber was phenomenal, obviously, to end up with that perfect game. So the Blue Jays will try to wake up their bats here at home. It's a 6-game homestand against the Mariners and the Texas Rangers. Junel Escobar goes after the first pitch and fouls it straight back. Bevan is 6'7". What kind of challenges does that present to the Blue Jay hitters?
Well, when he releases the ball, it's almost like he's on top of him. He's a very compact deliverer, and he throws strikes. At one time, he was a 3/4 guy. Now he's really got to make sure he stays on top of the baseball and drive it towards home plate. But at 6'7", he's a big target. You won't miss him out there.
He's ahead of Escobar 0-2. A year ago, August 17th, he gave up 3 home runs in a loss. Escobar taps it right back to the mound.
Well, get used to that because he throws tons of strikes, does Blake Bevan. Let's take a look at the scouting report for the right-hander's fastball. He's got to pitch off of it. He's got to use that fastball to set up his curveball. Change speeds, go after the hitters, execute pitches. That's what he needs to do. It's mix in a slider and a changeup every now and then, but it's basically fastball and curveball from Bevan.
Kelly Johnson back in the 2 spot tonight. Brett Laurie was there last night in Baltimore as John Farrell was trying to spark the offense, see if he couldn't get something going. Johnson's average at .231.
Found that very interesting, talking with John Farrell about the offense, and in Baltimore, that the running game played such a big part of what they do. And they just didn't have any opportunities to try and put people in motion.
A couple of things factored into that. Their pitchers worked very quickly, and they've got the best throwing catcher in the American League in Matt Wieters. 2-1 to Kelly Johnson. Into center field. Ryan won't get it, and Saunders couldn't make a play on it. The little blooper in front of the center fielder over the shortstop's head. Kelly Johnson has a hit.
I think they're going to have to hit their way on it tonight against Bevan. He's going to throw a lot of strikes, so just be ready to swing it, and that's what Johnson does. Breaks his bat, and he's jammed on that breaking ball out in the no man's land. Saunders in center field and Ryan, the shortstop, converge and then back off for a base hit for Johnson.
Right now, the Blue Jay hitters don't care what they look like as long as they're hits.
They'll break a bat every single time as long as it falls in for a hit.
Jose Bautista 4 for 25 on the road trip. 1 out. Johnson lead at first. Good rip. It's fouled straight back.
Jose spent pretty much the whole batting practice today honing his stroke to right center field. Really trying to stay inside the ball and hit the ball the other way. Teams have pitched him away. They have played him to pull. And he went through a whole series of pitches in batting practice trying to go the other way.
Yeah, an entire round he just had the ball thrown away from him. He wanted to drive it toward the alley in right center. 0-1. Pops this one up on the infield. First baseman Justin Smoke calls for it. Bautista's retired. Got to bring Adam Lind to the plate with 2 outs and a man at first. We mentioned a year ago, Blue Jays hit 3 home runs in the game against Blake Bevan. And Lind had a 3-run home run. It came on an 0-2 pitch from Bevan. Went opposite field and hit it to left.
Bevan's fastball's got a little bit of a sink to it. But that home run you were just talking about was a high fastball up and away, and he hit to left field. Might not be a bad game plan against this guy.
Seems as though that's when Adam Lind's at his best, when he kind of targets left center. Stay on the ball, drive the ball with power toward the opposite field. 0-2.
Change up, arm side fade with good sinking action. He'll use that against the left-handers. Will Bevan.
Well, here's where Lynn was. 0-2 against Bevan when he hit a 3-run homer. The breaking ball missed downstairs. Away from Smoke, and Kelly Johnson's thinking about third. He makes the turn around second. The throw from Eckley is cut off. Good job by Kelly Johnson. Once he recognized that ball went off the glove of the first baseman, he saw that it was going to bounce against the wall. He knew he had a shot at third.
And Torey Lovullo was yelling at him. The ball's away. That ball thrown behind him. Really not a running situation, and Johnson's not really a base-stealing threat, so Bevan tries to throw over there for the second time and throws it away.
It's an error on the pitcher. Just the 8th error the Mariners have committed this season. There's a drive the opposite field. Lynn hits it hard. It is caught by Casper Wells just in front of the warning track in left. So Lynn hit it hard, but Bevan gets out of the first. He strands one.
The Blue Jays on Sportsnet. Brought to you by your local independently owned home hardware and building center location. Homeowners helping homeowners.
Inside baseball tonight at Rogers Center. The roof is closed, and Ricky Romero is set to work to Justin Smoke. Switch hitting first baseman. Takes one outside. Smoke off to a little bit of a slow start, 197 average. But he's hit 3 home runs and he's driven in 9.
Smoke got the Mariners off to a good start in Detroit their last game with a 3-run home run off of Porcello in the first inning.
Hey, Brian Butterfield making fine adjustments to the infield defense. And he will massage that infield setup throughout the course of the game. Ball and strike to Justin Smoke. He gets jammed and pops it up. Escobar, the shortstop, takes the ball and retires Smoke. Blue Jays lost 3 games in Baltimore to the Orioles, but it wasn't the pitching that created problems for them. The 3 young starters all held their own against Baltimore.
Yeah, they did their thing. You can look at the inning pitched and hits given up. 5 hits for Alvarez, 5 for Graybeck, and then 6 for Hutchison. Just 2 earned runs. They threw strikes. They really didn't get out of their game plan. They stay right together. Just needed a little bit more support from the offense, and they all would have won a game.
And they're going to win plenty of games down the road, that's for sure. Jesus Montero. Montero, the DH tonight, and if you recognize that name, that was the name that was talked a lot about this winter. Montero was traded from the Yankees to the Mariners, and he pops this one up on the right side. Long run for Kelly Johnson. He peels out of the way for Jose Bautista, who makes the catch.
Any ball that goes into the outfield, it's going to be between the outfielder and the infielder. Who's going to call it and take it? It's the outfielder all the time. Johnson was trying to call off Jose Bautista, but that's the outfielder's ball. Much easier play for the outfielder coming in on that play.
Well, I tell you what, that was a perfect example, because you could see how Johnson was focused, and once he heard Bautista, he just pulled out of the way. Alex Leedy, the young third baseman, swinging a hot bat to start the season. Romero got in his kitchen and he fights it off.
Leedy has had some big hits already for the Mariners. A couple of home runs, 5 RBIs, 357 average, and he's playing good defense. Basically taking over at third base.
Just missed the inside corner. 2-1. Leedy's an interesting player. He's the first Italian born and raised player in Major League history. He was born in San Remo, Italy. That's a foul ball just outside the bag at third. Obviously, there's been a rich tradition of Italian ball players, but Leedy is the first one that was born and raised in Italy. DiMaggio would, I mean, they're all over the place. A great tradition of Italian heritage baseball players.
Born and raised in Italy.
Yeah. Well, Italy's been involved in the World Baseball Classic the last few years, and there have been American players that have played representing Italy. And it's become a more popular game in Europe overall. 2-2. Downstairs, it's a full count. Then he is just 23 years old. He's a big kid. He's 6'4", 230. This is his 7th professional season. He played for Italy in the World Baseball Classic in 2009. Went 3 for 8. Drove in a couple of runs. You know what's really interesting about Liddy? He was signed by Wayne Norton, former Blue Jays scout, Mariners scout now, and comes from British Columbia. There's a changeup, that does it. Ricky Romero strikes out Liddy, his first strikeout of the night. 6 in a row for Romero. Edwin Incaranacion will start things off, followed by Eric Thames and Brett Laurie. get live coverage of the Blue Jays? Watch all the live action all season long from your smartphone. Download the Rogers Live app from your app store. Bottom of the second inning here at Rogers Center. Friday night baseball. Mariners in town for 3-game series. Blake Bevan on the mound. He will face Edwin Encarnacion here in the bottom of the second. Bevan's an interesting study in how you build up your team. He came to the Mariners in July of 2010 in a trade with the Texas Rangers for Cliff Lee. Bevan's a former first-round pick of the Rangers, and he came over along with Justin Smoke, Josh Lukey, and Matt Lawson.
They did a great job of scouting the Texas Rangers and getting something for a pitcher who's going to be a free agent at the end of the season.
2 balls and a strike to Edwin Encarnacion.
When you watch Bevan pitch, he doesn't go wow when you see it, but then you watch him a few more times and you see how he operates out on that mound.
Just drilled to center field. Michael Saunders will watch it sail off the windows. Big home run for Edwin Encarnacion. We mentioned the Blue Jays had homered 3 times against Bevan in Seattle, and Edwin Encarnacion gets things going tonight.
And one of those players in Seattle was Edwin Encarnacion. In Seattle, he pulled it. It was a bomb, and this one was even more impressive. Watch how he goes down and gets this pitch down and away, and he uses his legs to go down there. His head stays down and right into the restaurant, and what a catch. Sign him up.
He protected his soup. Well, that's what the Blue Jays needed, a big swing from Edwin Encarnacion.
Boy, he kept his head down and stayed right on that baseball that was down and away from him. Put a charge into it.
His 5th home run of the season. A breaking ball, it catches the outside corner.
Watch his head. For a fastball down and away, you've got to keep your head right on top of that ball. And he stayed down just a little bit longer. His legs took him to the ball, and see ya.
Ball gets away from Olivo. He still has time to go to first for the strikeout. Thames strikes out. We mentioned the Blue Jays with just 3 runs in 3 games against Baltimore, and thought that maybe that might be a formula for sparking the offense a little bit. Get another look at Blake Bevan, and sure enough, Encarnacion connected.
He just missed a couple of times in Baltimore. A couple of hanging breaking balls that the Oriole pitchers threw to Edwin. He just missed it, popped it up. That time he stayed level and threw the ball.
Pettori ducks back from an inside breaking ball.
Stay level, stay through the ball, which he did. And somebody's got a souvenir.
Right into the Windows restaurant. Another breaking ball that catches the inside corner. Looked like that ball was off the plate inside. Just 3 games for Laurie against Seattle, but he's hit .364 with a homer. Breaks his bat. Ryan comes after it and will throw out Laurie as Bevan got that ball in on the hands of Laurie.
Eric Wedge says about his starter that he has to pitch off of his fastball. One of the things that Bevan does so well is he reads bats. Feels like a guy is on his curveball, he'll throw him a fastball like he did right there to Brett Laurie, and he got some sawdust.
You can see they picked up a whole handful of chips out there around shortstop. That's pitching off your fastball. 2 outs now. Colby Erasmus. Erasmus had a home run against Bevan in Seattle. One of 3 home runs he hit a year ago. He has 3 already. Since that 2-homer game in Kansas City, just 1 for 16. That's around the outside edge. Rasmus did not start in the game last night in Baltimore. He came on as a pinch hitter, struck out and grounded out. Outside changeup missed the outside edge.
Still a work in progress, I think. Colby Rasmus, he'll have his days like that day we saw in Kansas City, but he's still learning this league. Just like Albert Pujols coming over here to the American League, they pitch you differently.
2-1, 2 outs. Changeup he's out in front of and pulls it over near the Mariners dugout. I think that's an adjustment for anybody. You change league. First of all, you don't know the pitchers. Right. Haven't had a chance to see them. But now, this generation of ball players, they lean heavily on information. They lean on their hitting coach. They lean on information. They like to watch video. Inside, full count.
And it also helps to have a little bit of a history. How a guy is going to face you. Colby Rasmus 2-2. He's going to put that in his brains and say, okay, he'd like to try and bust me inside 2-2 and see if he could get me standing up there. Next time he tries that, he might be ready for it.
Payoff pitch. Fouled it back. When you and I both played in the big leagues, it was a matter of checking with that guy that hit ahead of you. What's this guy got?
You better pay attention.
Got to watch the game, and it might take you 2 or 3 at bats before you see all of his pitches. Nowadays, they know exactly what Bevan throws, what velocity, how many breaking balls he threw in his last start, and what he's going to throw on a given count. There's a drive toward the gap in right field. That is going to get down and bounce off the wall. Rasmus is headed towards second. He makes the turn, and here's the throw from the cutoff man, not nearly in time. Colby Rasmus with his second triple of the season.
Looked like a breaking ball from Bevan. Watch how he holds that one finger curve, and it's over the middle of the plate. That's the pitch that Rasmus hit out in Safeco Field for a home run. And this time he hits it up to Triple's alley in right center field. And with those nice long strides, he makes it easily in the third base. When you hit a ball into that gap in right center field, it'll hit that auxiliary scoreboard and just die. It looked like Ichiro was expecting that ball to bounce back to him, but it bounced straight down.
J. Pierre Ncibia. Darren Ncibia had a good road trip. JP went 7 for 21 on the road trip, but his average still under 200 for the season.
He also smoked a couple balls that were caught. Kansas City hit one down to Mike Moustakas, who robbed him of a hit and an RBI. He hit that long fly ball right in the teeth of the wind that was caught.
Ball on the strike. Rasmus at third, 2 outs.
That's a good sign.
Breaking ball down the stairs. Aaron Seavey has done a good job hitting with runners in scoring position. He's 5 for 13, and that's where he's at right now. Haven't ran that fastball up and into Aaron Seavey. That evens the count at 2-2.
At times, Bevan will drop down just a little bit, go down about 3/4 arm angle to the right-handed hitters to get a little extra sink on his fastball. Surprise the right-handers when he can. That time, I think he surprised JP with that fastball.
Well, he's got a battle now. He's got a 2-2 count with 2 outs. Off the plate outside. Another full count. Rasmus worked the count full against Bevan and delivered a 2-out triple. His second triple of the season. Aaron Sebia, good play at third by Leedy, and he throws him out. Aaron Sebia continues to hit in tough luck. But the Blue Jays have taken the lead early in this ball game. Edwin Encarnacion, a leadoff home run in the second, high and deep to center field. Number 5 for Encarnacion. Farm Report. We'll take a look at a couple of different levels in the minor leagues. Travis Snyder. Pat and I noticed last night Snyder came out of the ball game after his first at bat. We weren't sure why. Now we know he's got a jammed wrist. He had one AB and left the game last night. How about Noah Syndergaard? He continues to dominate the Midwest League. 3 innings, 1 hit. He didn't allow an earned run and struck out 3.
It's going to be hard to keep him down along with some of those other pitchers in their low A's. They are just dominating that league. When do you let him go? When do you bring him up?
Syndergaard is 2-0 with a 1.84 ERA. He's throwing 2 ground balls for every fly ball out. Sounds like a Blue Jays starter to me. Michael Saunders leads things off. Saunders, the Canadian from Victoria. He and Brett Laurie were actually teammates for a while. They both played on Team Canada in 2008 in the Olympics. And Michael told me, he said, boy, I don't even know if Brett had signed already. He was really a young pup, but he was playing then like he does now.
Well, when they saw each other this afternoon, hugs all around and some storytelling.
So Ricky Romero gives up the leadoff walk here in the 3rd inning. He's been staked to an early lead, 1-0. Romero has uncharacteristically pitched behind here tonight.
Going to have to make adjustments, I think. It's a very small strike zone from home plate umpire Greg Gibson. So I think Ricky's going to have to figure that out and pump a few more fastballs in there. Can't nibble on the corners when the umpires aren't calling it.
Miguel Olivo was actually a Blue Jay for a short period of time in 2010. And now Aaron Seavey is going to get out to the mound, have a chat with Ricky Romero, who's upset with himself.
Yeah, he's upset with himself because it looks like he's trying to guide the ball in there after a 4-pitch walk to Saunders and now a 2-ball and no count against Olivo.
Well, Romero understands that when he gives the hitter an opportunity to eliminate pitches, that's when things can unravel on you.
Yeah, that's when he gets hurt.
2-0 to the Mariner catcher.
Olivo's got some power too. Just 1 home run that was hit in the Detroit series, but he's got some power.
Three and 0. Nobody out, man on, and there's another walk. Back-to-back walks to the 7th and 8th hitters to start the inning.
The all-new 2012 Honda CR-V. Yeah, it does that. Honda, the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Friday night here at Rogers Center, and fans are continuing to grab up the Blue Jays merchandise. Jeff Datz, the third base coach, called Casper Wells down to have a chat halfway between home and third. First and second, nobody out.
Just to make sure if you're swinging away or maybe sacrificing.
Wells doesn't have a sacrifice bunt yet this year, and there's a throw to second, but Saunders is back easily.
If Ricky had turned a little bit quicker and threw that ball a little bit harder, he had a shot. Saunders has a very big lead at second base. That's Brian Butterfield telling his shortstop to get a little bit closer to that runner, just to keep him close.
Here's the pitch to Wells. It's a strike. Just the second first pitch strike, first time through the order for Ricky Romero. Missed the inside corner, and that strike zone continues to be very tight.
Yeah, very tight tonight. So Romero's going to have to recognize that and make the adjustments. 8 in a row out of the zone to start this inning.
Another pitch inside off the plate.
Doesn't look like he's finishing his pitches right now. Really cutting off his arm towards home plate.
Jeff Datz, longtime coach for Eric Wedge, back together here with Seattle. Romero's only thrown 1 strike out of 11 pitches this inning. Wells helped him out right there. That might have been off the plate inside.
Well, the size of the strike zone, it looked like it was going to be inside. And that would have run the count to 3-1. The thing about Romero, you know, he might walk a couple of guys, but with the stuff that he has, that ability to get the ball on the ground, he can get out of the inning without any damage. Just keep the ball down.
Ball got away from its full count. What would you do in this situation? You got the leadoff man coming up next. Would you start your runners, or is that too big a gamble?
No, too big of a gamble, I think. Romero's put himself into trouble by walking those first 2 batters. Don't help him out by sending the runners.
3-2, nobody out. Runners at first and second, not going. There's a strike, and Wells strikes out. Ricky Romero goes back to his bread and butter, and that's a changeup, and he strikes out Casper Wells.
And he pulls the string. And really had Wells out in front. He was got some fastball. You see him out on that front foot and then just can't pull the trigger, thinking that that ball was high, but that's belt high right there. Crosses the plate right on the corner. And Romero, who's always comfortable with that changeup, picks up a big first out.
He's comfortable with the changeup, and he's unpredictable. Back to the top of the order, Dustin Ackley. Flied to right his first time up. There's a first pitch curveball for a strike. First pitches are going to turn this game around for Romero. He's got to get ahead.
Well, that'll certainly keep the pitch count down if you can get ahead early.
0-2. We talked about Romero being the Blue Jays' #1 and considered his closing in on ace stature.
That look has the look of an ace, doesn't it?
The appeal to third. Jerry Davis said no swing. And I'm not one to throw around that title very liberally. I think there are a handful of aces in each league. A guy that you can send to the mound each and every night and just about guarantee yourself a win.
Keep your team in the ball game. Romero's got that look.
On the ground, Romero to second. Escobar on the bag, back to first, not in time. Ackley's a left-handed hitter, and he got out of the box, and he can really run.
Yeah, he can really run like Ichiro. It's almost like his momentum is taking him to first base when he swings the bat, so he's got a step and a half on the infield. You see how he's already running. Romero makes a good throw. Escobar makes a good throw, but Ackley just outruns the baseball. You can see he's putting his head down. He knows it's going to be close at first, and he keeps the inning alive.
So that'll bring to the plate the right-hander, Brendan Ryan. Ryan grounded to first in his first at bat. First pitch changeup, and again Romero is ahead of the batter.
Here's that play again at first base. Good strong throw from Escobar. And that's a proper way to get to first base. Touch the first part of that base with your toes.
Go after the front half of the bag and not the back half, and that helped Ackley beat it out.
Well, you're quicker. You get there a little bit sooner, and you don't have that chance to twist an ankle or slip on the base.
Ackley is not a real base stealing threat. He was 6 for 6 last year. He has a steal in 2 attempts this year.
I think the only way that he would take off is if they try something with 2 outs and 2 strikes on the batter. Try and steal a run. Left-handed pitcher on the mound. His back is to that runner at third base. Saunders can run at third base. So if Eric Wedge wants to put something on, if you see him take off at first base, it's only because they're trying to steal a run.
Laurie off his glove. Escobar standing right there and not in time. Looked like the first base umpire, Manny Gonzalez, was going to call him out. He started his right hand in the air and then made the safe call. John Farrell is going to come out and talk to Manny Gonzalez, who is a replacement umpire, filling in for an umpire that has taken a vacation.
And John saying, you were ready to bang him. What did you see? It looked like he was going to raise that right arm and call him out. Umpires will go by the sound.
The Farrell is very animated. Manny Gonzalez was not on the original umpire lineup. They assumed that it was going to be Tim Welke. Welke is getting some time off, so Gonzalez has taken his place in the rotation.
The reaction by Adam Lind, I think, told it all. The guy who knows is the guy who's catching the ball. He can feel when he catches it and when that runner touches the base. And the reaction for Adam Lind, who isn't very animated, I thought told the whole story to me that he was out. Watch it again. The ball goes off a glove of Laurie. Heads up play by Escobar, who guns it over across the diamond very quickly.
Boy, it's tough. You can see Lynn's glove is still flared when that foot comes down on the bag. It looks like he's safe.
Yeah, good call, but Lynn didn't think so.
That's the error on Brett Laurie, and that'll be his 4th error of the season. The Mariners have tied it up. Ichiro Suzuki batting in the 3rd spot.
Here's that play once again. A heads-up play by Escobar, and he might be the only shortstop in the American League who can make that play with that type of arm. And the reaction from Lynn, I thought, told the whole story.
Ichiro pulls it foul. So Blue Jays got the lead in the bottom of the 2nd, and Mariners storm right back. We mentioned the Mariners have been very good at scoring early in the ball game. They have now scored 54 of their 82 runs in the first 4 innings of a game. Ichiro fouls this one off. That might have got him on the foot.
Yeah, I think it did. Another breaking ball in the inner half, right off the top of the shoe.
Romero got himself into trouble in this inning by walking the 7th and 8th hitter for 8 straight balls. And Seattle cashed in. Bounced and blocked by Aaron Sevilla. A good block. That ball was all the way in the right-handed hitter's batter's box.
Moving so much better this year. And I think a lot of it has to do with his glove placement when he is setting up. He's not exaggerated where his thumb is pointed down. It's more pointed up, and you can get that glove around quicker, move his feet a little bit faster. Done a good job.
2-2. Ichiro serves it toward left. Thames got a good run, makes the catch. The Mariners will strand 2, but they take advantage of 2 walks and an error. They've tied it up at 1-1. Well, John Farrell went out to argue a bang-bang play at first base on a close play. Brendan Ryan beat to throw to first base, was ruled safe. Ricky Romero gives up 2 walks to start the inning, and the Mariners have tied it up. 1-1, back to the top of the order. Yunel Escobar tapped back to the pitcher, his first time up. Off the end of the bat, Brendan Ryan quickly on the money. 1 out. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Baseball is a funny game, isn't it? Blue Jays couldn't figure out how to score, and Oakland's got an anemic offense, and they went in there and scored 3 runs in the first. Jake Arrieta give it up. Brandon McCarthy, he's 0-3, starting for the Athletics.
Yeah, the 3, 4, and 5 starters for the Orioles. Blue Jays get 3. Arrieta's their ace. He's their number 1. Just like that.
Oakland goes in there with a .205 team batting average, last in the American League. So if you can figure out baseball, let me know. Blue Jays have played 19 games. This is their 20th game, and everybody's ready to jump off the wagon.
No. 50 or 60, I think, is a true test of what you have. 20, no.
So many variables that John Farrell's dealing with as far as learning his new players. He's got 3 starters in his rotation, 24 or younger. Takes a while to figure out what you've got. Blake Bevan wanted that last pitch. He thought it was a strike, but Greg Gibson has been consistent. He's just got a tight strike zone tonight.
Very tight strike zone. So Bevan, just like Ricky Romero's got to figure that out.
That went right off the shin guard of Miguel Olivo. We mentioned Olivo was a Blue Jay for a short period of time in 2010. He was acquired for cash considerations from the Colorado Rockies. He was arbitration eligible, and the Blue Jays really did a good job knowing that Olivo wasn't going to sign here. So they got a draft pick for him when he signed with Seattle.
And it's a young pitcher, that 6'4", 18-year-old Kevin Comer that the Blue Jays signed.
Johnson strikes out on a high fastball. They talk about 19 games into the season, how everybody is anxious to make judgments on where a hitter might end up. Take a look at this. OPS 2011 compared to 2012 for Bautista, 1.056. Pujols over 900. This year it's a totally different story.
Like you said, it's 20 games. I'm going to gamble and bet on the guy's track record. And Bautista and Pujols' track record is off the charts. And when it's all said and done at the end of September, beginning of October, their numbers will be right there.
Who was it, Dave Parker, that used to say, when the leaves turn brown, I'll wear a batting crown? No matter what the start's like.
It's a long, long season.
They're trying to elevate that pitch and get Bautista to chase.
And the secret about being a good hitter is figuring out what each team is going to try and do to you. Each team is going to pitch you differently in the series.
Ball on the strike. Popped up. Over in foul ground. Liddy is there on the warning track and makes the catch. So Blake Bevan has a 1-2-3 third inning. We have played 3 innings here at Rogers Center. It's a 1-1 tie. after the Seattle Mariners leave town, it'll be the Texas Rangers in for a 3-game series. Monday, Tuesday are both night games. They start at 7:07 p.m. Wednesday's a day game. Check out the 12:37 p.m. start. For tickets, call the Blue Jays at 416-341-1234. Log on to BlueJays.com. Or stop by most Rogers Plus locations. And on that Monday night, Yu Darvish, the rookie from Japan, who pitched 8 1/3 last time out and shut out the Yankees, will open up the series for the Texas Rangers.
That's going to be fun. Get our first look at Yu Darvish. He was outstanding his last start.
Justin Smoke to center field. Rasmus has plenty of room, backs up a couple of steps, and Romero retires the first hitter here in the 4th.
The all-new 2012 Honda CR-V. Yeah, it does that. Honda, the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Lots of young fans here enjoying this young edition of the Blue Jays. Jesus Montero goes after the first pitch. Kyle Drabeck will go to the mound to take on the Rangers. He'll oppose Yu Darvish in Game 1 on Monday. Scott Feldman for the Rangers against Drew Hutchison on Tuesday night. Montero fouls it straight back.
We've seen Montero a couple of times now. You were a catcher. When you see his bat, the angle of his bat, where do you go?
Inside?
Inside.
Yep.
And that's where JP slid to and then went back to the outside.
And Montero chases a breaking ball in the dirt. Looked like a changeup again, and Montero strikes out.
Just a long way to go when the barrel of that bat goes towards the first base dugout. Then you've got to come all the way around. You can pump them inside with fastballs, speed them up a little bit, and then drop that changeup like Romero does for his 3rd strikeout.
Torey Lovullo giving instruction to his outfield with Alex Liddy, the 3rd baseman, hitting. Liddy struck out his first time up. Blue Jays don't have a lot of information on Liddy as far as spray charts. Brian Butterfield was talking about the advance report they got from Kevin Cash, who's in his first year as the advance scout for the Blue Jays, and raved about the detail that Cash included in his advance report. Bouncing ball, big hop for Escobar, plants and fires, and Liddy is out. Ricky Romero had a bounce back 4th inning, just 8 pitches, and he dispatches the Rangers in 1-2-3 fashion. Sportsnet tomorrow night on West Ontario and East. It'll be the Boston Red Sox up against the Chicago White Sox. That'll follow our game. A 4 o'clock start here tomorrow. All of the action begins tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 4 p.m. Pacific Time. The Red Sox take on the White Sox, and it's a good pitching matchup. John Lester goes up against Jake Peavy. Peavy's off to a 3-0 start.
Peavy was great last time out. Wow. He might be a very interesting guy come trade deadline time.
Ooh. If he's healthy, he's one of the best competitors in the game. Adam Lind flying out to the power alley in left center, his first time up. Ball on the strike. Nobody out. We're in the fourth in a 1-1 ball game. Where was that?
I don't know.
Look at Brendan Ryan's positioning, a left-handed batter, and he is well behind that boundary line of the infield. He's got a strong arm, and that really gives him a lot of range should the ball be hit on the ground.
Give himself a few extra steps for the hitter. You look out there and you say, okay, where am I going to hit it to get a hit? Both of the middle infielders deep against Adam.
Up and in. Full count. I'm trying to come up with a game plan here on the full count, anticipating what he might get from Bevan. High fastball, and he goes upstairs and strikes out. Edwin Encarnacion a year ago in August hit a big long home run against Bevan in Seattle.
How about this? They want the ball up. He doesn't get it up high enough, and the reaction from the catcher tells it all. He puts it into the bullpen in left field, and then in his last at bat, they said, okay, we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to keep the ball down against him, and he does the same thing. This time, even more impressive to center field.
Slow breaking ball misses outside. Blue Jays are anxious for anybody in the meat of their order to get hot.
Those big RBI bats, 3, 4, 5.
That's a bullet into the seats, but well fouled. Very few teams can score many runs if the middle of your order is not hitting. And the middle of that order had a tough road trip. Encarnacion got off to a great start, the best start of his career. On the road trip, he cooled off a little bit.
Sorry, Buck. They were very aggressive in that series in Kansas City. Aggressive with the bat, aggressive on the bases. Remember where they hit and run twice in one inning. Had a double steal. Hit the long ball in Kansas City, but in Baltimore, that was all shut down.
Had 2 extra base hits in Baltimore. A J.P. Arencibia a double and an Eric Thames home run. Only had 16 hits in the 3 games. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Encarnacion. Slow breaking ball hammered. This ball skip off the turf all the way against the wall. Encarnacion's headed for second. Here's the throw. Not in time. Well, Casper Wells made a good throw. Played the carom perfectly off the wall, threw a strike, but Encarnacion busted it out of the box and gets his 7th double.
Athletic play by Wells, the left fielder. Encarnacion has become a much better off-speed hitter. Waits on that breaking ball 3-2, and he rips it into the corner. There's the throw. But Encarnacion is thinking double all the way. Now look at him. As soon as he hits it, he knows that he's got to hustle. Get around first base and an aggressive slide into the bag at second base. Hustle double for Encarnacion.
Eric Thames takes a strike on the inside corner. Thames hit a long home run onto Utah Street at Oriole Park at Camden Yards, becoming just the 58th player to do that. 410-foot home run.
Seems to be coming around just a little bit. That home run that you were just talking about was off an off-speed pitch, breaking ball, down and in. And that's not where you want to throw a breaking ball to a left-handed batter.
Bevins ahead 1-2. Count is actually 0-2. And there's a ball inside. Now the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Encarnacion at second. Breaking ball. Ryan from his knees, no chance, and Thames will have an infield hit. Thames struck out on a curveball his first time up. He was looking for an off-speed pitch, and he put it in play.
Stay back, and that's where the defense will hurt you. They really had an exaggerated shift against Thames, and it cost the Mariners. Stayed on that pitch and hit it to straightaway shortstop, but with Ryan playing behind the runner at second base, he gets to the ball and then nothing on it. Encarnacion had thoughts of maybe moving up on that. Did you see him take a couple of steps toward third? It's a heads-up play.
Brett Laurie. Laurie grounded at the shortstop his first time up. A good chat with Dwayne Murphy about Brett Laurie and this his first full season in the big leagues. He said he's seeing breaking balls that he never saw before. Minor leaguers don't have the kind of breaking ball that Laurie's seeing on a regular basis, and it's an adjustment he has to make. One thing I thought he said was really interesting. He said the sliders are in and out of the strike zone before you can identify that it's a slider.
That's why they're in the big leagues, right? And it's night in and night out, and starter, setup man, relief guy. Laurie, though, is a good athlete. He's going to adjust fine.
0-1. Little looper that Ackley is going to make a catch on. Sound like Laurie broke his bat. 2 outs. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. Friday night baseball, first of 3 against Seattle. 1-1 ball game. Brett Laurie popped up, and Kobe Rasmus with Encarnacion at second. And Thames at first. Rasmus will bat with 2 outs. Last time up, he tripled to the gap in right center.
That was off curveball. So he starts him with a fastball.
Changeup. Well, I tell you what, Greg Gibson's making it tough on the pitchers. He's been consistent.
Yes.
Both teams have taken some close pitches that look to be close enough to call strikes, but he hasn't wavered. 1-1. Another off-speed pitch.
Pitchers that live on the corners like that, they want them. They want those pitches. He's just going to have to make the adjustment. And that means maybe instead of throwing change-ups, you throw a fastball. You throw one up and in. Or you throw a breaking ball. Get the hitter to swing the bat.
Hitters don't have to be so aggressive when they know that those borderline pitches are going to go in their favor.
Yeah. Just look for something right in your wheelhouse.
You can narrow your focus. 2-2. drill down the right field line. That's a fair ball. Encaranacion's around third. He'll score. Eric Thames is getting the wave. The cutoff man is overthrown, and Thames scores all the way from first. Kobe Rasmus is 2 for 2.
With 2 extra base hits, and that's a big one. That's a big 2-out hit. That takes the pressure off when you've got a guy being able to deliver with 2 outs. What I love about the swing about Rasmus, how short this stroke is. Doesn't try and do too much on it. Just lay the bat on the ball. Use your hands. He's quick inside and pulls it into right field. Now Suzuki has trouble getting the ball out of his glove. Double pumps and then says, I'm going to try and get him out at the plate all by myself. But once it hits that carpet, it slows it down. And Thames can score.
Aaron Sebia fouls it straight back. Well, all of a sudden, Rasmus has jumped his RBI total to 11. Encaranacion leads with 14.
Had that big day in Kansas City. A couple home runs. And then a big 2-out double.
Breaking ball for a strike. It's 0-2 to Aaron Sebia.
Those are the type of hits that we're missing. Those 2-out backbreakers.
Aaron Sebia gets jammed. Big hop for Lydia third, and the inning will come to an end. But the Blue Jays have taken the lead with 2. They lead 3-1. Now it's time for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn in the Blackberry Broadcast Studio. Beat Andy Murray, who was ranked 4th overall in the world. They met in the Barcelona Open. Runich will go into the semifinals and take on David Ferrer. We'll have it for you right here on Sportsnet tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. That's 4:30 a.m. Pacific time. David Ferrer, the 3rd seed in the Barcelona Open, up against Milos Runich. Well, how about knocking off Andy Murray, who is ranked 4th in the world? Runich currently number 25 in the world, moving up. Michael Saunders, he walked and started that rally against Ricky Romero back in the 3rd. Romero threw 26 pitches that inning.
In a time for a do-over right here for Ricky. Blue Jays had just taken the lead in the bottom of the 2nd inning when Saunders led off the 3rd, and Ricky threw 8 straight balls to start that inning. Now, same thing. Blue Jays take the lead. Saunders leads off.
There's a ground ball to second. 1 down. Ricky Romero grew up in L.A. and he doesn't mind facing the American League West. 10-4 record in his 20 career starts. Good ERA and a whip just over 1. And that says a lot. You know, he goes to LA. He's got a lot of family and friends that come out to watch him pitch against the Angels, but he's able to maintain his focus and has pitched to a 10-4 record.
There's some good teams in the American League West, offensive teams. Texas, of course, who we're going to see after this series with Seattle. The Los Angeles Angels, a lot of veteran hitters over the years there, and some success getting into the playoffs. Romero's got a good record against those teams.
Miguel Olivo. It's a lazy fly ball into right. Better start for Romero in the 5th than he had in the 3rd. He walked both Saunders and Olivo. This time he retires them both.
Using that fastball. Keep it down, throw strikes. Make them hit their way on it. Again, this is a team, the Mariners, who have the lowest swing percentage in the American League. Meaning that they don't walk at all. They like to get up there and swing the bat.
Romero should be able to exploit that if he pitches ahead. Get them to chase once he gets ahead. They'll have to expand their strike zone.
And if he's getting that breaking ball and that changeup over for strikes, that's when he's got his big games.
Upstairs, a ball and a strike. Pitching is all about adjustments, just like hitting. Romero, his first pitch strikes. He was 2 of the first 9. Then he made an adjustment. It's been 8 of the last 9 hitters he's gotten ahead of. And once you do that, then the hitters have to expand, and Romero puts them in a defensive mode.
Yeah, starts throwing that breaking ball over for strikes. The thing about that curve ball is it's a ball, and then all of a sudden it's in the strike zone, and you can't pull that trigger. Same thing with the changeup. It looks like a strike, and then it's out of the strike zone. There's the curve ball. The exact one we were talking about right there.
4th strikeout for Romero. He drops the hook on the outside edge and gets Casper Wells in a 1-2-3 5th. Indoor baseball here at Rogers Center. The Seattle Mariners are in town for the first time this season. Last year, the Blue Jays won the season series 6-3. Blue Jays are enjoying a 3-1 lead here as they are set to bat in the bottom of the 5th. Once again, top of the order, 3rd time through the order, facing Blake Bevan.
You know, Escobar has been working very hard with Dwayne Murphy, the hitting coach, trying to get him to stand up just a little bit more in that batter's box. Unel's problem is he crouches down so low, bends his knees and turns that shoulder in. Murph has been trying to get him to stand up more so he can see the baseball and drive the ball to center field.
Dwayne Murphy has his hands full with a whole bunch of different problems. That ball is bounced to the shortstop, and Escobar has grounded out 3 times with 1 out. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Longoria is off to a great start this season, and he's got some complimentary bats in the lineup in Luke Scott and Carlos Pena, who can do damage as well.
He was the only guy who could hit the ball out of the ballpark last year for Tampa Bay on a regular basis. Now he's got some complimentary players.
Kelly Johnson has a single and a strikeout, and there's another pitch on the corner. Looks like Bevan has found out just how far that strike zone extends.
And now he is working at 15 starts last year for Bevan, 15 walks.
Wow, that was a good pitch, and Bevan really made a good pitch on the 0-2.
Even though that home plate umpire is setting up on the inside corner, he was just not giving it to him.
Upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. They are in the 5th inning. There's a pitch on the corner. Kelly Johnson strikes out for a 2nd time tonight. Enjoying those big comfy green chairs in the TD Comfort Zone. Our guest of TD, the TD Comfort Zone, courtesy of TD. Best seat in the house, right along the first base foul line.
Bring your glove. You're close.
We know that firsthand. Bautista with 2 outs. Jose has popped up twice. Look at breaking ball, but it's down and away.
Probably his best pitch. That slider. Breaking ball down and away. Tough on right-handers.
Gave it a good look and knows that you don't have to really expand your zone. Been a conservative strike zone all night. Three and 0. Looks like he was taking all the way.
I thought they'd let him go.
I think they probably did, but he just wanted to have another good look at the Bevan fastball. 3-1, 2 outs. Right at the top of the strike zone, and he had a good cutout. Was underneath it a bit.
Bevan looks like he could be sneaky fast. The way he gets the ball up to the plate.
Well hit, but well fouled. One of these days, Jose Bautista is going to get it together, and then pitchers are going to pay.
Yeah, he's getting close, you can tell. And it's all timing with that front foot. He can load up on that back foot and put everything he can into that swing.
Another 3-2 pitch. Going upstairs. High and deep to center field. Saunders slowing down on the warning track, and Bautista just got under it. So Blake Bevan has a 1-2-3 5th inning. We've played 5 complete here at Rogers Center. Blue Jays have a 2-run lead. 2012 baseball season with At 12 for your iPad, iPhone, BlackBerry, or Android device. Listen to live radio broadcast and receive batter-by-batter information for every game. Visit BlueJays.com for more details. You can take it with you wherever you go. Just a little added information even if you're at the ballpark. Ricky Romero. Back to the top of the order, Dustin Ackley. 0-for-2 so far. Mariners are looking for their first base hit. This has popped up over near the dugout and it'll be out of play. Arancibia giving it a look. Mariners scored in the third inning. Romero walked Saunders and Olivo to start the inning, and the run came in to score on an error by Brett Lawrie.
Yeah, made pitches and should have got out of the inning. Bang bang play at first base. Brett Lawrie picked up his fourth error on that, and unearned run for Ricky.
Backing ball down and away. Romero has picked up the pace. He is now 11 for 19 with first pitches. He has thrown 11 first pitch strikes.
That's been the difference since that third inning. He has pounded that strike zone. He's worked his curveball in.
There's a base hit down the right field line. Ackley is headed for second. Bautista will play it off the wall, and Ackley has the first Mariner hit of the ball game. A leadoff double. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Boy, that potent Angel lineup has scuffled to start the season. Torrey Hunter with his first home run. Albert Pujols has yet to homer.
It's a dangerous team.
Yeah. It's just a matter of time before they really get the offense going. Angels batting .250 as a team, but they've hit just 13 home runs. Now 14 with Hunter's home run.
Boy, Morales and Trumbull and Vernon Wells, Hunter, Pujols, plenty of power.
Give me an idea where that 14 home run stands in the American League. Josh Hamilton and Mike Napoli. Hamilton has 8. Napoli has 7. They've out-homered the Angels. There's a little looper towards center field. Rasmus has a beat on it. Ryan's retired. That's the first out of the 6th. We'll get to see that juggernaut Texas Rangers offense in here for a 3-game series on Monday night, Tuesday night, and Wednesday afternoon. Ichiro Suzuki. He's grounded out and lined out. Takes the first pitch strike. When Ichiro first came to the Mariners, it was 2001. Lou Piniella was the manager at that time, and Piniella was a great player in his own right, and later became a very good hitting coach and ultimately an outstanding manager. So Ichiro learned under a very excitable manager, Lou Piniella. Long look in. Romero and Arancibia can't get on the right page.
That was a great team, the Seattle Mariners in 2001. That was the year they had to get rid of Ken Griffey Jr. and A-Rod, and they went out and won a ton of ball games.
Breaking ball hooked foul. Well, Piniella saw Ichiro, and he was hitting about .370, and he was slapping everything to left, slapping everything to left. Ichiro had a translator with him. He had a masseuse and everything else, and Piniella in the dugout. And you've heard this 100 times. Can the guy pull the ball? He hits everything the opposite way. Can he pull? Ichiro hit a long home run into the seats at Safeco Field, walked into the dugout and said, "You mean like that?" In beautiful English.
Yeah. You know, he can do anything he wants, I think, offensively. If you want 30 home runs, 25 home runs, he can do that. Type of hitter that can hit anywhere in the lineup if you wanted to.
He's a great talent, and he has become an icon in Japan and in North America.
You know what I was amazed about when I was looking at his numbers from last year? He stole 40 bases last year. I mean, he's not 25 anymore.
In the dirt, and Ichiro lays off. It's 1-2.
40 stolen bases for the 5th time in his major league career. Did a couple times when he was in Japan.
He stole 56 bases, a career high in his first year with the Mariners in 2001. Off the end of the bat, Escobar have to unload in a hurry, and he does. Ichiro's retired. Ackley moves to third. 24,303 fans in attendance for the first of 3 here against Seattle. I imagine it'll be a great crowd Monday night. There's been so much hype over Yu Darvish, and Darvish has really started to pitch very well, and he'll be the starting pitcher for the Rangers on Monday night.
I think you're right. That's going to be a huge game. Darvish and Drabek. Just the interest factor. I think people are going to want to tune in or come out to the ball game.
Justin Smoak, the switch hitting catcher, has gone 0 for 2 so far. There's a strike. It's a ball and a strike. We mentioned Smoak came over in the Cliff Lee trade along with Blake Bevan and a couple of other Ranger players. He was a former #1 pick himself.
He's got a great build. Switch hitter. He'll hit for power, I think, but you just look at him and you say that's a baseball player. You know, once he gets a little bit older, learns the league, he'll hit some home runs.
How about this high school? You got Justin Smoak playing first as a switch hitter, and behind the plate you got a man named Matt Wieters as a switch hitter. Pretty good high school teammates, huh?
Which one hit third and which one hit fourth?
I don't think it made any difference. Smoak went to University of South Carolina. Wieters then went to Georgia Tech. 3-1. I like Smoak. I think he's going to be a good big league player.
Short stroke. College, he was a good hitter. Now he's got to translate that here, using wood against big league pitching. But you can just see his swing is level. He's got a chance.
Jesus Montero, the DH, is on deck.
Safeco Field is a big ballpark, so you don't want to get caught trying to hit home runs there. Just do your thing.
Full count, 2 outs on the ground. Escobar waits on the big hop. Comes across the diamond. Smoak's retired. The Mariners get their first hit of the night, but they strand the base runner to be Lind, Incaranacion, and Thames when we come back. level 6. We have taken a look at Adam. Splitting the Adam, you go back to his last 75 games, he's hit just over 200 with an OPS at 604. In his previous 75, a little bit more like the Adam Lynn we saw in 2009.
Yeah, with power and production. I don't think he would admit it, but I bet you that game against Justin Verlander, when he left the game with a back problem, I think has a lot to do with the power that has gone down. He just hasn't been able to drive the ball like he did before that injury, that back problem. Felt a couple of pops with his bat, missed some time, and from that time forward, really hasn't had that oof behind his swing.
Goes after the first pitch and grounds out to second. So Edwin Incaranacion off to a red-hot start tonight. He is 2 for 2. He's homered and doubled. He's scored twice and driven in a run. Average right at 300. Blue Jays needed to get some offense. It's not been explosive so far, but they've scored 3 runs on 6 hits and given those guys a souvenir baseball.
Where is it?
Way out there in Windows Restaurant. That's where Encarnacion hit his home run.
2 out RBIs. That's what they've been missing. He had a couple of innings in that Baltimore series where they had people on, but they just weren't able to cash them in with big base hits.
One thing they did very well in the Kansas City series, they had 6 multiple run innings where they were able to string together hits and take advantage of the base runners when they did get on.
You know, they also left 19 runners on base in Baltimore. Didn't seem like they got that many guys on base. They only had, like you said, 16 hits. They just couldn't cash them when they needed them.
One thing they didn't do in Baltimore is get runners at second. They just didn't have many opportunities with runners in scoring position. Encarnacion again, boy, he is zeroed in on Blake Bevan.
That was hang city right there from Bevan. Told you he likes to drop down against right-handers at time. They wanted to sweep a breaking ball off the plate. Olivo was off the plate and he hung it on the inner half. It's lucky that ball came back.
Well, you can really see when a hitter is picking up the ball very well by the way they take pitches. Encarnacion really laid off that pitch. He saw it all the way and immediately recognized it was going to be down.
Stayed on his back leg, kept that front shoulder closed.
2-2. Got out in front of that one and pops it up shallow center field. The shortstop, Brendan Ryan, is there. 2 outs. Jamie Campbell's got an update. Big Papi is off to a great start. John Danks, the pitcher in that ball game for the White Sox, the left-hander. Not a hurdle for David Ortiz.
Red Sox bats getting healthy in the Midwest. First Minnesota, now on to Chicago.
.429 batting average for David Ortiz, and there's a bullet to center off the bat of Eric Thames. We mentioned 24,000 on hand here tonight at Rogers Center, and there's a lot of good people in the stands. Watch this. This youngster picks up a ball, and he's already got one, and he says, you know what? I'm going to spread the wealth. And he walks down to this other fan and says, how about a baseball? What a good move. Lots of good people here enjoying a great night at Rogers Center. Torrey gets hit by that inside pitch, and he'll take his base. Gaines will go to second.
no. Go inside, try and tie him up with a fastball, and it looked like it hit him right on his hand. He had been wearing that pad on that bottom hand, but we don't see it here tonight. And with that, Eric Wedge is out to the mound.
Evan has thrown 97 pitches in this ball game, and he's going to be taken out of the game in favor of Erasmo Ramirez. The right-hander will come in. Interesting move with Rasmus at the plate. At Rogers Center has caught a couple of foul balls tonight, and here's the one you just saw most recently. He picks up the ball, and he's already caught one foul ball, so he's contemplating, who should I give it to? Then he walks down to the front row and sees a little guy down there and says, how about a baseball, pal? And then gets a high five from the adult, and yeah, that's a good gesture. And then during the pitching change, how about this? The father comes up to thank the youngster, and there's the recipient of that kind gesture. Well, that's great. A couple of young guys, and look at that. Now they've become pals. We're talking to Hayes to say, hey, sign our balls, will you? Very
That's
cool.
awesome.
Good Friday night at the old ballpark. 2 outs. New pitcher is Erasmo Ramirez, and he throws the first pitch strike to Colby Rasmus. Ramirez is just 21 years old. He won't turn 22 until the 2nd of May, making his 6th appearance of his career. Rasmus drives it into center field. Michael Saunders got a great jump. Nice running catch, and Rasmus is squaring it up tonight. this season than this, your very own reserve seat at Rogers Center. Great seats are still available. Buy your season tickets. Call the Blue Jays directly at 416-341-1234. Or log on to BlueJays.com and pick up your own season tickets right here at Rogers Center. And it's a great place, and the young fan has had a great night tonight, and he's going to leave early, and he's acknowledging the crowd. Thank you very much. I know I'm a good guy, and I'll be back next week. How about that? Fans acknowledging the fact that he gave away his second souvenir baseball to a young fan down that third baseline. Jesus Montero takes a first pitch strike from Ricky Romero, and that's been the difference in this ball game. He has now thrown 13 of 23 first pitch strikes after getting off to a terrible start. He was just 4 for the first 12 batters he faced. In fact, he threw 8 straight balls in the third inning. That led to the only Mariners run.
Got off to a good start, retired the first 6 batters, and then lost it there. And he's done that a couple times this year. That one inning where he runs up his pitch count happened in the second inning in Cleveland in his first start of the season.
2-1. Montero leading off the 7th. Lays off that high fastball. We mentioned Jesus Montero was acquired in a trade by the Mariners. Mariners sent Miguel Pineda to New York for Jesus Montero, starting pitcher for what's presumed to be a starting catcher. This ball is hit hard toward the wall in left center, and it is gone. Montero with his 3rd home run of the season, and that's what was so attractive about Montero to the Mariners.
A right-handed bat with power that plays a premium position. He's a catcher by trade, but they're working him in as a designated hitter. Pop. Talked to some of the Seattle people when that trade was made. They said all the reports that they got from Montero was he's got Piazza type of power, and he shows it off right here. Fastball in the inner half. They wanted to get it in and didn't get it in far enough. He drops the head of the bat and hits it a long way to left field. Another solo home run given up by the Blue Jays starters.
On the ground, Lynn wide of first, will flip to Romero covering the bag, and Alex Liddy is retired. One out here in the 7th. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Three-2 ball game here with 1 out in the 7th. Michael Saunders made a nice running catch on Kobe Erasmus to end the bottom of the 6th. Inside, he pushes Saunders back off the plate. Montero, that's now his 12th home run. 12th RBI, excuse me. Let's see. Tied for the most by a Mariners rookie in the month of April. That ties Kenji Jojima, former rookie catcher, who had 12 April RBIs in 2006. That's since 1990.
Yeah, the team record, the all-time record. You have to go back to '84 when Alvin Davis got off to an unbelievable start for the Seattle Mariners. He drove in 17 runs for the Mariners that month in April. Montero's got a chance to do it now with 12.
There's a breaking ball, and just keeps.
Got a couple games left this month to try and tie Alvin Davis' team record for RBIs by a rookie in the month of April.
Montero came with a lot of hype, and he was coming through the Yankee system, and they had proclaimed him the next Yankee catcher. But they felt like they needed a young starting pitcher, and they traded for Pineda, and of course Pineda is now going to undergo surgery.
What was your reaction when that trade was made?
Wow.
Yeah.
How did they get Michael Pineda?
Yeah, that's what everybody was saying. They gave up a minor league player for an established big leaguer, and now looks like Seattle might have got the better of that.
Well, anytime, and we have talked about several of these instances, anytime somebody wants to trade you a young starting pitcher that's 6'7" and weighs 260 and he's got a big arm, be careful. And Pineda certainly, now with the shoulder problems, he's a big question mark. Michael Saunders putting up quite a fight here against Ricky Romero. Stayed back on that breaking ball and fouled it.
Trying to push Romero through the 7th inning here. He's up to 102 pitches. Blue Jays have watched their young starters, and they haven't let them stray too far past 100 pitches.
Romero pumps a fastball by Michael Saunders. 2 outs.
The all-new 2012 Honda CR-V. Yeah, it does that. Honda, the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Beautiful downtown Toronto. And just on the edge of downtown. Rogers Center. 2 outs. The catcher Miguel Olivo. That's a first pitch strike from Ricky Romero.
And there's another one. First pitch strikes. Get ahead. Expand the zone.
There's a single into center field. Rasmus comes over, cuts it off. Olivo reaches with 2 outs. Romero no-hit the Mariners through 5 innings, and Dustin Ackley got a leadoff double in the 6th. Now they have a home run and a single here in the 7th.
Yeah, just their 3rd hit. Timed that one perfectly.
Casper Wells has struck out twice. Struck out on a changeup in the 3rd and was caught looking at a hook in the 5th inning. Right-hander Jason Frazier begins to loosen up. Blake Bevan, Ricky Romero in a 1-run game. There's a changeup and Wells is out in front.
That helps when you can throw a changeup like that. It doesn't take this stress, a lot of stress on your arm. So when Romero throws that, he can go a little bit longer into the game.
Like Bevan's got to wonder what he needs to do. He was a victim of a perfect game thrown against him in his last start. And Romero had a no-hitter through 5 innings. He's going to want to swing the bat himself.
Yeah, he might want to run up there and take a hack, help his own cause. Nothing you can do about that when you're matched up with someone like Umber was his last time.
There goes the runner. Olivo was off on the pitch, and Casper Wells had to protect the plate.
Trying to catch him by surprise. They're really not holding him on at first base. Lind is playing in front of the runner, Olivo. And he went on first move from Romero. Would have had it stolen. That guy doesn't mean anything. That's the guy right there that Romero's thinking about right here. In the 7th inning.
That ball is driven toward the gap. This is trouble. Olivo around second. Ball bangs off the wall. Rasmus gets it, and Olivo's going to come in to score the tying run. So Olivo kept the inning alive with a single to center, and Casper Wells drills it to the wall in right center, and we were back tied at 3-all.
Struck him out twice. You mentioned it. Once on a changeup, once on a curveball, and he goes back to the curveball. But this time, Wells is waiting for it. Sticks his bat out and hammers it to right field, and it splits the outfielders. Olivo comes all the way around from first base. Good piece of hitting there by Wells to tie this game.
Rasmus played it well, but with 2 outs, Olivo scores easily from first. That's the first RBI of the season for Casper Wells. 2 runs here in the top of the 7th. A leadoff home run off the bat of Jesus Montero, and now a 2-out RBI double by the former Tiger Casper Wells. Dustin Ackley 1 for 3. Ricky Romero has been a stopper. The Rays are 11-2 in the last 15 starts of Ricky Romero.
Now you push that out even out to 17 games, and he has won 15 of them. He has been pretty much automatic. John Farrell trying to get his ace through the 7th inning so he has a chance to win that game.
Romero, making his 6th start against the Mariners, has just a 1-1 record. He has actually pitched much better than that record would indicate. He left his last start last July 21st with a 5-1 lead. There's Mike Wilner who made a catch. I know Wilner must have caught it because Jerry was ducking under the table. That's the Sportsnet radio booth. Mike Wilner, Jerry Howarth, and Alan Ashby doing a great job. And this is that foul ball back to the radio booth, and sure enough, Mike Wilner made the catch.
How about the athleticism?
And
there's Jerry.
There's Jerry.
Just getting up off the floor.
What happened? 3 and 2 outs. And go ahead run at second. Off the glove of Aaron Sebia. Radio team, Mike Wilner on the left, Jerry Howarth in the center, and Alan Ashby. A great job with the radio broadcast. Breaking ball, and Ackley will take the walk. And John Farrell didn't hesitate. He popped out of the dugout and made the call to the bullpen, and Romero has walked Dustin Ackley, and that will be the end of the night.
He stuck with him as long as possible, and I think he made up his mind. Ackley was going to be his last hitter, the left on left, and if he lost him with the right-hander up, he's got to go to the bullpen.
So Romero will leave with 2 on and 2 outs in a tie ball game. The runners are his responsibility, and he'll look to Jason Frazier to strand a couple inherited runners. Ricky Romero goes 6 2/3 here tonight. He gives up just 4 hits, 3 runs to this point. The runners on base, and there are 2 of them. They are Romero's responsibility. But in the end, it may have been that 26 pitch 3rd inning that cost him.
Yeah, and they got him trying to get him through the 7th inning after they tied it up. Jason Frazier, though, will come in for the 8th time this season. Frazier worked a couple of innings ago, pitched the 8th inning in Baltimore, gave up a run. That was on a double by Adam Jones. This might be the guy they want. Inherited runners, 4 so far early in the game. None of them have scored against Jason.
First pitch strike to Brendan Ryan. Ryan's 0 for 3 so far. Casper Wells at second. Big RBI 2-out double. Dustin Ackley with a walk. He's at first. It's a 3-3 game.
Not a lot of power from Ryan. So Bautista in right field is shortening up, anticipating a ball to the outfield. That is the go-ahead run, so very intelligently moves in right field.
Anything coming his way, chances are it's not going to be hit that well. 0-2, 2 outs.
Anything to the outfield. You know, Jeff Datz has got to send the run. He's got to force the issue and make the Jays try and get that runner at the plate. They play Ryan to the opposite field. Colby Rasmus is shortened up a little bit also in center.
A ball and 2 strikes. Foul off. This inning is a little uncharacteristic for the Mariners. Coming into this game, they'd scored only 11 runs all season long from the 7th inning and later. But they took advantage of Romero. Leadoff home run by Montero. And then with 2 outs, a single by Olivo and an RBI double by Wells.
And then the walk to knock Ricky out of the game. And now Frazier's got to come in and slam the door shut.
Bautista has to back up, but he had him played perfectly. Came in a few steps, makes the catch, and the inning is over. Frazier saves a couple of Ricky Romero runs. Bottom of the 7th, it'll be Aaron Sebia. Then back to the top of the order, Escobar and Kelly Johnson. bullpens. Both starters are finished for the night. Ricky Romero goes 6 2/3. Just 4 hits, a couple of runs, the walks for the 2 walks in the 3rd inning. Back-to-back walks led to the first run. Blake Bevan is out of the game as well. He goes 5 2/3, gives up 7 hits. He didn't walk a batter, struck out 4. But now it's down to a battle of the bullpens. Erasmo Ramirez ended the 6th. And they got Kobe Rasmus to line out to center.
That turned out to be a big play. Saunders got a great jump on that ball. Looked like it was heading in the gaps. With a couple of runners on for Rasmus, he ran it down, saved a couple runs.
J.P. Arancibia gets hit by a pitch, and he will take first base. That'll start the bottom of the 7th. Brett Laurie got hit by a pitch in the 6th inning on an inside pitch from Blake Bevan. This ball very similar. This time it catches Arancibia on the right elbow.
Just can't pull his arms back in. Hits him on that elbow. He's taking a beating. But he starts the 7th by getting on base.
Escobar has grounded out 3 times tonight. That might prompt John Farrell into starting Arancibia at first. Squares to bunt. Bunts it up the line. It's a good one. Escobar gets past Smoke, and Ackley is at first base to take the throw, but the sacrifice is executed perfectly.
Yeah, you've got to play the percentages and get a runner in scoring position. If they're going to hit the number 9 man, you've got to take advantage of him, get him in the scoring position. You mentioned Escobar had grounded out 3 straight times. This time perfectly. Puts that bunt down on the right side to get that runner in scoring position. And it looks like it's going to get the wheels turning for Eric Wedge.
So Kelly Johnson will bat, and they'll go to the bullpen. Ramirez is out. Appearance of the season. Nelimar is 28 years old. He was originally a 43rd round pick by the Angels. He did not sign. Signed originally with the San Diego Padres in 2003, and he's been with the Padres until last season when he was signed by the Mariners as a minor league free agent.
He was a 29th round draft pick out of Volunteer State Community College. Was out of baseball for a couple of years. He had surgery, Buck, a couple of years ago for a broken elbow, and after that surgery found 3 more miles per hour on his fastball. Came back, now 97 miles an hour, is actually out of the game, was coaching baseball in high school in Elizabethtown, Kentucky.
And he gets ahead of Kelly Johnson. This is one thing about baseball. You can rebuild your bullpen basically during the offseason. We saw that in Baltimore. Seattle has done the same thing here.
Filled it up with hard throwers. Yellow bar's another one. Mid-90s fastball, a great splitter.
Kelly Johnson is battling with 2 strikes.
His split finger fastball moves all over the place.
Delmar was a starter early in his career, working his way through the Padres minor league system. Another 0-2 pitch. Cut on and missed. Johnson strikes out for a 3rd time tonight.
That looked like the splitter, and it was 89 miles an hour. It's hard to complement that 95 to 96. And that one goes right down.
You can tell how Olevo caught the ball, that was a splitter, and he made sure he jammed that glove into the dirt. Jose Bautista, 0 for 3. Aaron Sebia at second. He was hit by a pitch, and he was sacrificed into scoring position by Yunel Escobar.
I think this at bat will go a long way for the Blue Jays and Jose Bautista right here if he could pick up that runner at second base.
Well off the plate. Lind is on deck, the left-handed hitter. Doesn't look like Delmar wants to be too aggressive to Bautista.
Yeah, Carl Willis is going to have a few words to talk with this young reliever. Young in terms of big league baseball. Just got called up last September for the first time in 8 years. So Carl Willis is going to talk to him how they want to attack Bautista.
You can see he's talking to Miguel Olivo and to Delmar. They've got double barrel action in their bullpen. They have a lefty and a righty. So in this situation, Willis is probably giving them the okay to pitch around Bautista, and we've got a lefty ready for Lind. The right-hander is Tom Wilhelmsen, and the left-hander is Lucas Litke. Again, they've revamped their entire bullpen. They didn't have a left-hander last year at the start of the season. Now they've got 2.
And 1 on the DL.
Litke and Charlie Furbush are active, and both pretty effective left-handers. So the strategy has been laid out for Steve Delmar. And now they're going to go ahead and walk him. Seems like you could have done that from the dugout.
Yeah, all you have to do is put up 4 fingers and say just put them on.
So Bautista will take intentional pass. Adam Lind will now deal with the left-hander as Eric Wedge has made the call. It will be Lucas Litke coming out of the Mariner bullpen with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Eric Wedge now has the advantage of a couple lefties. He's going to use one right here in this tie game. Tomorrow afternoon, Brandon Morrow will go to the mound against his former team, the Seattle Mariners. It'll all begin at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That is the pregame show, and that's 12:30 p.m. Pacific Time. Game 2 of this 3-game set, he'll be opposed by the veteran Kevin Millwood. Millwood, 37 years old, and Millwood and Morrow will hook up. The game time will be just after 4, and the pregame show with Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn will begin at 3:30. Middle game of a 3-game set. New pitcher for the Mariners is the left-hander Lucas Lipke.
He is the left on left. Reliever out of the bullpen for Eric Wedge. There are the numbers. Lefty's just 1 for 12 against Lipke. Righty's hitting at .375. He is in there for one batter. He's got good command, a good breaking ball. He had a good fastball. Mid to low 90s fastball.
Lipke is 25 years old. This is his first taste of big league ball. He was originally signed by the Milwaukee Brewers. Came out of the 2008 draft. Aaron Seavey at second, Bautista at first. 2 outs. 3-3 game. That slider got away from Lipke, up and in.
Lipke is a Rule 5 guy that the Mariners were able to pick up from the Brewers organization. First time in 9 years as a manager that Eric Wedge has a Rule 5 guy on his team.
There's a strike. It's a ball and a strike to Adam Lynn. Lynn just 2 for 16 against lefty pitching this season. Lipke has left both of those sliders on the inside part of the plate.
Just hasn't been able to finish it. Finish those pitches. Now Adam can look for a fastball.
There's a breaking ball. That's a base hit in front of Ichiro. Aaron Sebia around third. Here's the throw to the plate. Aaron Sebia is out. Greg Gibson had perfect position. Ichiro with that terrific arm right on the money. Aaron Sebia is arguing that he swiped his hand across home plate before Olivo applied the tag. Lynn delivered the base hit, but Ichiro with a strong throw to the plate throws out JP Aaron Sebia. Good tag by Olivo. Gibson right on top of the plate.
But you can see where the tag is. It's on the left shoulder, and Aaron Seabee's got an argument because he thinks he's got his hand in before he is tagged. He had a play just like that in Kansas City where he was called safe. Here's probably the best angle right there, but he is banged out by Gibson right on top of it.
You can see Bautista's reaction coming around third. Gibson, you can't fault him for his position. He was in a perfect spot, but just didn't see it the way we saw it. That was Ichiro's 99th career assist. And he'll start things off here in the 8th. He'll face a new pitcher, Darren Oliver, the lefty. Frazier closed out the 7th.
There are the numbers in the 6 games for Oliver. Did a good job coming in out of the bullpen, getting big outs with runners on base. It's always easier for a reliever to start a clean inning, I think, instead of coming in with runners on base and you got to find your way out of it.
Well, these two have faced each other a lot. Ichiro is 8 for 26 against Oliver. I mean, that's a lot of at-bats. Oliver has been working out of the bullpen with both the Angels and the Rangers.
He spent some time in the American League West with Texas, so I'm sure every time they play him late in the game, Darren Oliver would get him.
This time he's going to get Ichiro on the comebacker. First out, top of the 8th. Justin Smoke, the switch hitter. Smoke was with Texas for 70 games in 2010. He and Oliver were teammates. There's a little cut fastball that misses the inside edge. When you play as long as Darren Oliver, you're going to either be teammates or having played against just about everybody in the game.
He's got friends on every team, from every team that he's played for.
And if you want to know how to pitch somebody that's still playing, just go to Darren Oliver. He's faced them all. Well, he's a good guy, good addition to this ball club. Catches that outside corner. 2 balls and a strike. Oliver faced a former teammate of his last night in Baltimore. Chris Davis hit a 2-run home run to center. They too were teammates in Texas. Well, Aaron Seavey did a good job of catching that ball. That was right at the bottom of the strike zone, and he did a nice job of giving the umpire a good look.
Watch how he frames it. Thumb up. Just holds it there for him to get the call for his pitcher.
Smoke gets jammed on that inside pitch. 3-3 ball game. And Oliver trying to keep it right there. Got it. Oliver came right back inside and overmatched Justin Smoke. That's 2 down now in the 8th.
Cut that ball. Watch the movement on this pitch. Cuts it right underneath the bat of Justin Smoke to get a big out.
Third, John Fair will take the ball from Darren Oliver. He gets the 2 guys he's assigned now. It'll be Casey Jansen coming on to face Jesus Montero. 3 on hand, and now they'll get a look at Casey Jansen. Jansen took the loss in last night's game in Baltimore. Got out of the 7th inning, stranded a pair of runners, and then gave up a leadoff home run to Adam Jones in the 8th.
That snapped a streak of 8 straight winning decisions for Casey Jansen dating back to 2010. And a curveball to Adam Jones, and he hit a home run off of.
Jesus Montero gets that inside heater. Montero homered against Ricky Romero to start the 7th. Solo shot over the wall in left center. Kelly Johnson standing right there at second. Casey Jansen gets out of it. Comes in and retires Jesus Montero. Now it's time for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn from the Blackberry Broadcast Studio. Got his night off on the right foot when he homered in his first at bat, leading off the 2nd.
That ball crushed to center field. Home run number 5 on the season. He also doubled and had a pop up. So the power is there. Incaranacion now 5 home runs, 14 RBIs. New pitcher into the ballgame for the Seattle Mariners. It is Tom Williamson. This guy has become the 8th inning man for Eric Wedge's team. He's got a good arm. Lively fastball. He'll throw a curveball and a changeup. He's got that whip-like action, long arms, and a very good fastball.
Power against power right there. Williamson came with a good heater, and Encarnacion had a good rip. Williamson's now 28 years old. He's 6'6". Boy, they got some big guys on their team. Another fastball. He pours in there for strike 2. Big bouncing ball to the shortstop. Brendan Ryan on the money. 1 down. Eric Thames, 2 more hits tonight.
Starting to get locked in. An infield single and then a bullet to center field his last time up. You're going to get a fastball from Williamson. He will challenge you. He's got a good one. He's not afraid to use it.
That ball is crushed. Right center and gone. He got his fastball and he didn't waste any time. Looks like Thames missed first base, so he had to go back and retouch it before he breaks it down into his home run track.
Good for him. He knew he missed it. That ball got out of here so quickly. He wasn't even to first base when it hit off that decking. in right center field, so he had to go back. He looked up to see where the ball was and then missed first base. Heads up play by Thames as he sends a rocket out of here.
A 3-hit night and a go-ahead home run.
I told you that Williamson's going to throw you a fastball, and Eric was waiting for you. You see, he was looking at it. He said, okay, timeout. I can break it down after I touch first base, and that breaks the tie.
Brett Lawrie goes out to the first pitch, singles into left. Thames has 3 hits tonight. He's 3 for 4. He had a triple taken away from him last night in Baltimore. And for the last 4 games, all he's done is gone 8 for 16 with a pair of long home runs.
He is not in between now. He sees a fastball, and like his hitting coach tells him, be ready for it and drop the head of the bat on it. He's appealing that call from last night, so he might still get those 2 RBIs back.
His average now at 321. And he crushed that Wilhelmsen fastball. Lawrie with the lead, and he is going to go to second. Now he's making a turn. He's headed for third. Here's the throw, and time. Brett Lawrie dove back in to first base on the pickoff throw from Williamson, and it got away. That's the second error pitcher's made tonight.
He got tangled up with Justin Smoke over there at first base. When Smoke reached for the ball, he landed right on top of Brett Lawrie. Right there, and he got tangled up and makes it all the way. You can see the first base umpire, Manny Gonzalez, say, no problem, no interference. But with that great speed of Lawrie, he makes it to third, and now they're going to take the bat right out of the hands of Colby Rasmus.
Rasmus has been on everything he swung at tonight. Triple in the second, 2-run double in the fourth, and he hit a line drive to center in the sixth. That's the way Brett Lawrie plays every single game. He likes to get in the dirt. 1 out. Blue Jays have taken the lead on Eric Thames. Thames' second home run of the season.
Here's another guy, J.P. Arancibia, who's been on a lot of pitches tonight. Really doesn't have anything to show for it. Robbed of a hit his first time up, then another hard ground ball at third, then got hit on that right elbow his last time up and thrown out at the plate.
First and third, 1 out. Infield is drawn in, and they put the safety squeeze on. Snap throw to first, and Rasmus gets back. They use the old Tampa Bay first and third safety squeeze bunt.
Yeah, just get it down and let the speed on the bases read it. The only problem was Arancibia bunted right through that ball. They've got some speed on the bases to do something if they want to.
0-1. Arancibia drives it to right. Ichiro sets up underneath it. Lawrie's tagging at third. Here's the throw to the plate. This time it's up the line. Lawrie scores. Brett Lawrie went first to third on the air by the pitcher. And that was a huge error as he gets in position for the sac fly and comes in to score the second run of the inning.
And then J.P. Arancibia stands in against Williamson, who throws hard and delivers the ball deep enough to right field. Lawrie times it, pushes off on that bag, puts his head down, and belly flops into home plate with a big security run. 2-run inning now for the Blue Jays.
5-3, Jays lead it. Yunel Escobar cuts and misses. Here's Lawrie back to the dugout. Bautista with the Lawrie high five pad. That's awesome. You can pick them up at the Rogers concession stand. They'll be on sale soon.
Marketed by Jose Bautista.
The Jose Bautista autograph Brett Laurie high five pad.
I've seen it all now.
Look at this guy. He goes, man, I played a long time. I've never seen anybody like this Brett Laurie. Ball and a strike. Bottom of the 8th inning, and the Blue Jays have taken the lead. Rasmus at first. There's a drive into right. Ichiro on quickly, has to play it off the hop. Rasmus has to stop at second. Escobar has his first hit of the night. Francisco Cordero standing ready in the bullpen. Casey Jansen is the pitcher of record. Aaron Sebia picks up the RBI with a sac fly to right. His 10th of the season.
Some insurance on that sacrifice fly. But hey, time to get greedy with a couple of runners on.
Kelly Johnson singled in his first at bat, and then he struck out his next 3 at bats. Breaking ball. Oliva keeps it in front. Boy, this place is buzzing. The Blue Jays have been desperate for runs late. Aaron Sebia drives the ball deep enough to right. Eric Thames with a shot to the seats in right.
That was the one that got them all fired up.
Eric Thames beat himself up for that Matt Wieters home run Tuesday night in Baltimore. That was the difference in the ball game. The Orioles won it 2-1. But he got encouragement from his coach, Torey Lovullo. And his bat has really come around here at the end of April.
A lot of positive reinforcement from all the coaches.
Kelly Johnson strikes out for a 4th time. It ends the 8th. But Eric Thames with 1 out. Jumps on the first pitch he sees from Tom Wilhelmsen and flushes the ball to the seats in right. Blue Jays lead it 5-3. Closer comes on to try to close out the 9th inning. He's made 8 appearances so far, and Cordero is on trying to pick up his 3rd save.
Couple of saves in his last 2 times to the mound for the Blue Jays as he's taken over for Santos. And where does he set up in active saves? 329 now. Second to Mariano Rivera, the great Mariano Rivera, as active save leaders. Rivera up over 600.
Defensively, Rajay Davis comes off the bench and takes over in left field for Eric Thames. First pitch from Cordero is in there to Alex Liddy, the 3rd baseman. Liddy's 0 for 3 so far with a strikeout. Cut on and missed. Casey Jansen threw 2 pitches and he could pick up a W. He came on with 2 outs, nobody on, and got Jesus Montero to ground out to second. Fly ball into shallow right center. Bautista calls for it. 1 down. Now for a preview of what's coming up on Connected. Here's Brad Fay and Jamie Thomas. Milos Ronic will play in the semis tomorrow of the Barcelona Open. See it right here on Sportsnet at 7:30. Michael Saunders hit a low one down and away. Saunders walked and scored in the 3rd. There's a strike right at the bottom of the zone. Cordero has not pitched since Monday in Kansas City. The Jays didn't have any opportunities in that 3-game series in Baltimore.
And he picked up a save there, trying to save it for Jansen. Wouldn't that be nice after last night, in case he got the loss in last night's game, to come back the next day and get back up there and get a W.
Saunders fouls it off. Casey Jansen would trade that W for another do-over in last night's game. You can bet on that.
Yep.
It's all about the team. Yep. 2-2. Long but foul into the seats down the right field line. Full count. Blue Jays scored 3 runs on 16 hits in 3 games in Baltimore. Tonight they have scored 5 runs on 11 hits in this 1 game. Nothing like home cooking. Saunders stays alive.
Sinking the ball just a little bit more. It's Francisco Cordero having quicker innings.
This ball is hit high and deep to center. Colby Erasmus watches this one off the facing of the Windows Restaurant. Michael Saunders with his 2nd home run of the season. A long drive to center. And it's a 1-run game again.
Just like Edwin Encarnacion went up there, Saunders does the same thing. He's got to throw him a fastball. Doesn't want to walk him. And Saunders unloads. This ball just kept going. line off the face again on the second day.
14th big league home run for Michael Saunders. Miguel Oliva's got some power. Goes too far on that first pitch cut fastball. One out. 5-4 Blue Jays. Big swing and a miss from Oliva.
Nice to have a guy who's been out here before, done it before, gets away with this one as Oliva's got one thing on his mind. That was a breaking ball that was up.
Ball is popped up, shallow left field. Shortstop Escobar goes out, makes the catch. Mariners down to their last out.
Escobar was aggressive on that one. Davis is playing deep, the left fielder playing no doubles, and Escobar went after that one, called off Brett Lawrie to make the play. Very aggressive on this ball. Out into no man's land, calls off Brett Lawrie, takes it himself.
Yeah, he made up his mind. He was going to catch that right off the bat, knowing Davis was deep. And he called off Lawrie, so Escobar could have a clear field to make the catch. Kyle Seager, third baseman, will come off the bench and pinch hit for Casper Wells. Goes after the first pitch. Hits it right to Lawrie at third. This should do it. In the dirt and off the glove. That'll be another error on Brett Lawrie. His second of the night.
Yeah, tried to guide that ball over there instead of just taking it and just throw it. Give me everything you got. Adam Lind can't come up with it. It's an in-between hop to throw over to first base. See where it hit? Right on that seam, and Lind cannot come up with it. It's off the end of the bat by Seager. Short armed it just a little bit. Threw it in the dirt, and it's an error. His second of the night. Now Cordero's got to pick up his third baseman.
And he's got a tough hitter at the plate. And now they're going to use a pinch runner. Kuniori Kawasaki will come off the bench. Kawasaki in his first year with the Mariners. Signed as a free agent. And he's got some speed.
He's got a big lead, too. Sets his feet. Keeps him moving, and the ball just died. Lind just cannot come up with that in-between hop.
Adam Lind's done a good job all year long digging out those low throws. Kawasaki dives back in.
Kawasaki is very aggressive, and he's got a huge lead.
Kawasaki came from the Japanese Professional League, played for SoftBank Fukudome. I saw him for the first time in the World Baseball Classic in 2006.
Does he remind you of anybody?
He can run.
Can
Big
run
league.
like his teammate Ichiro Suzuki.
Outside. He grew up a big fan of Ichiro's. When he was in high school, he used to watch television and watched Ichiro. Made up his mind, one of these days I want to play with him. And sure enough, now they're teammates. Not going. Suzuki and Kawasaki, as we mentioned, teammates on that Japanese team, the World Baseball Classic. They have both played in both classics. And a lot of people have copied Ichiro's style at the plate. Not running. There's a strike. It's 2-1.
Stayed away from Ackley. Outfielders deep and straight away. No doubles, nothing over your head, nothing to your sides. You can see how deep Bautista is. Same with Rajay Davis in left field.
Snap throw to first into right field. All the way down the right field line. Bautista comes over. Kawasaki is around second. He's headed for third. Lind will cut it off and hold it right there. But now the tying run is just 90 feet away. Second error of the inning. This one on Arancibia.
Calm down. Big lead over there at first base. J.P. Arancibia thinks he's got a shot at him. And he throws it away. We just had a shot of Bautista, how deep he was in right field. So he's got a long way to go to run this down. By the time he does, Kawasaki makes it all the way to third. And now they're going to just take the bat out of the hands of Ackley and start all over with Ryan.
Even though that puts the go-ahead run on base, you give Francisco Cordero a fresh at-bat. And John Farrell said, you know what, instead of dealing with Ackley, who's been in the game, I will go ahead and roll the dice and put that go-ahead run on first and give Cordero a clean at-bat. And Cordero is going to deal with a pinch hitter. John Jaso, former Tampa Bay Ray, will come off the bench.
Put some pressure on them. It's a little bit tougher to come off that bench and swing the bat when you've been sitting around there for 8.5 innings. There are Jaso's numbers in just 4 games.
So Kawasaki at third on the air by Arancibia went first to third on the overthrow. Dustin Ackley with the intentional walk is at first. Kawasaki is the tying run. Ackley would be the go-ahead run. And John Jaso, left-handed hitter,
trying to stay away from the infield, is very deep on the middle to knock the ball down and make a play. Jaso isn't the fastest guy. So if he hits it in the hole, you got to give yourself a chance to knock it down and make a play to end this ball game.
2 outs, 5-4 Jays. Ball in the strike.
Jaso is another one of those batters that takes a lot of pitches, grinds out at bats, not afraid to hit with 2 strikes. Took a long look at Jeff Datz, the third base coach.
Cut on and missed. Craig Cordero backed off it a bit.
Yeah, just 87 miles an hour through the timing off.
Got a piece of it. Jaso stays alive. Blue Jays took the lead in the bottom of the 8th with 2 runs. Seattle has scored a run here in the 9th. Inside.
Tried to surprise him. You see how he hooked up the 94 that time. Tried to surprise Jaso on the other half, see if he could get him standing there looking.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Drive into center field. Rasmus on the run, can't make the play. The tying run is scored, and they're going to wave the runner around third. Here's the throw to the plate. Arancibia with the tag, and he's out. Ackley trying to score all the way from first base is tagged out by Arancibia. Rasmus knocked the ball down, kept it in front of him, but the Mariners have tied it up. They scored 2 in the top half of the 9th. Rasmus does a great job. Once he realized he couldn't catch it, he smothers it. And then they get the ball back to Arancibia. Kelly Johnson with a strong throw and a good tag by the catcher. like they were out of the ball game. A ground ball off the bat by Christopher Wells, and that ball is in the dirt. Lynn can make a play, and then Aaron Sebia tries to pick off Kawasaki at first. Ball goes all the way down into the right field corner. Kawasaki would end up at third. So a couple of errors in the ninth inning contribute to the Mariners' comeback as they scored
2 runs tie it up, and now a chance to win it. Pick up your teammates. Bautista, Lynn, and Encarnacion. Kawasaki stays into the game at shortstop. And Sean Figgins takes over in left field.
Jose Bautista with a big cut on a fastball. Five game. There's that breaking ball in there. Hits a 1-2.
He's got a good one. Slurvy type of curveball. He's also throwing a changeup. But I don't think you're going to get one.
Tell you what, Mariners done a good job of pitching inside. They've hit Brett Laurie, they've hit J.P. Arancibia, and they just pushed Bautista off the plate, probably trying to set up a breaking ball. It looks like they're going upstairs. And they missed.
Can't get there. And they've done it all night. Bautista's hit 3 fly balls. That high fastball. I don't think he can turn on that high heater.
Excuse me, on the breaking ball. Liddy on time to get Bautista. Bautista tried to hold up on that curveball and taps into a 5-3 ground out.
That worked out nicely because they were guarding the line. No doubles. You can see where Liddy is on the line, so all he has to do is come straight in. He's already got a good angle on it. Smoke adjusts over at first base to get the first out.
Then he made a good play, and Wilhelmsen will hand the ball over to Eric Wedge. Charlie Furbish would come out of the bullpen to take on the left-hander Adam Lind with 1 out in the ninth.
Aggressive, making the Blue Jays make a play, and they did to send this one to the bottom of the ninth.
Second left-hander out of the Mariners bullpen is Charlie Furbish. He comes in to face Adam Lind. Lind faced Litke, the other left-hander, in his last at-bat and singled to right field. That's the play that Ichiro Suzuki threw out Aaron Sebia at the plate to end the inning. Bottom of the ninth, 1 out. Breaking ball waved at and missed. The Blue Jays now have blown 5 save opportunities. Went into the 9th inning with a 2-run lead. A home run by Michael Saunders, and then the air by Brett Lloyd contributing.
That was the one area that the Jays thought they had figured out from last year. 25 blown saves last year. Made some changes into the bullpen, but they've gotten off to a little wobbly start here this year.
This Lynn's first look at Charlie Furbush. He's in a hole, 1-2. Breaking ball inside. Lynn had a hit, as we mentioned, against the lefty in his last at bat. Lucas Litke came in, and Lynn singled to right. Hit a breaking ball that stayed on the inner half of the plate.
They were pull it in the right field, but right at Suzuki.
2-2, 1 out. It's this ball, but it's going to stay in the ballpark. Sean Figgins, in as a defensive replacement, makes the play. So Edwin Encarnacion got off to a great start, homered and doubled in his first 2 at-bats, and has popped up and grounded out. 2 outs. Furbush has a pretty firm fastball.
Yeah, he does. That fastball can reach 93. Got a little cutting action on it that he can get in on right-handers.
Ball and a strike. This is popped up behind home plate. Olivo will give it a look, but it's over the screen.
Charlie Furbush staying hard on Encarnacion. Got a little bit of a breaking ball, slurvy curveball, but fastball. That's his best pitch.
Olivo wants the pitcher to shake. Now they're set. The 1-2 to Encarnacion. Inside. Well, I've liked the way the Mariners have pitched the Blue Jays inside. They have just missed some close pitches inside.
They've hit a couple batters, but that's to be expected when you pitch inside. And they've also moved the ball around the strike zone.
Breaking ball pulled foul. The Blue Jays were great last year with walk-off wins. They had 13 walk-off wins a year ago. None so far. Inside. Encarnacion has really seen the ball well all night long. It doesn't matter if it was a lefty or a righty. He's had some good at-bats. He just missed another pitch in the 6th when he popped up to short. Rajay Davis came on defensively. He's on deck.
Ooh, what a cut.
Home run swing.
He is unloading. He's getting everything into it. Lays back on that back leg and trying to get everything into it. And he knows that was a good pitch to hit.
Encarnacion's had some good at-bats tonight.
They've tried throwing some breaking balls to him, but he's all over those too. Their best bet might be trying to jam him so he can't extend.
So far, Furbush hasn't really fooled Incaranacion with anything.
I don't think he's going to walk him either. You know, I think Edwin's up there hacking. Anything close, he is trying to finish this one off.
Another full count pitch. Got it. From a breaking ball, threw it down out of the zone, and Incaranacion strikes out. Furbush comes in with one out and gets the too many faced. We'll go to extra innings. Tie game, 5-all. Had a rough night. He's made a couple of errors, and he's got to get over it and get back to being the player we know he is. He's just had a rough night. He got a ground ball with 2 outs in the 9th inning and bounced it over to Adam Lynn.
Still thinking about it. Got to forget about it. It's tough. I know. Been there.
Luis Perez will come on to start the 10th inning. Perez has been nothing short of excellent in his 8 games so far. Look at the right-handed batting average, 158. Left-handers are hitting 091.
One's playing bingo and one's on the interstate. I-58. The right-hander's just been great. He's been sinking his fastball. His breaking ball is just a little bit better. And he's not afraid to throw the changeup.
Ichiro Suzuki will start things off for Seattle here in the 10th. Perez threw an inning and a third in last night's game in Baltimore. Gave up a hit, struck out 2. This is where Ichiro can revert to his leadoff background. Trying to get on base here to start the 10th.
Make contact, just flailing. In the past, he could get the ball to the left side of the infield, and you really had to shorten up because of his speed. I don't think he runs as well as he did when he first came over here. But anything on the ground to the left side, he always beat it out.
This is bounced up the first base line. It's a foul ball. Manny Gonzalez, the first base umpire, with the emphatic foul call. Left-handed batters just 2 for 22, and they have struck out 11 times against Perez.
One of those hits, a bloop double, for his first hit given up to a lefty in Kansas City.
Chris Getz got jammed and just flared it down the right field line. 0-2 to Ichiro. Bouncing ball. Laurie gets another chance this time right on the left. That'll get you back in the groove. Hit it to me.
That's the attitude you have to have. You can't wait for that next one to come to you.
Justin Smoke, switch hitter, batting right-handed against Perez. Smoke's gone 0 for 4 tonight, average down to 186.
A couple innings ago, this same scenario came up for the Blue Jays. Darren Oliver into the game for Suzuki and then Smoke, and then he went to the bullpen with Jansen. You mentioned an inning and a third last night for Perez.
Yeah, he's probably just got 2 hitters.
Yep.
He loves to throw and doesn't mind throwing back-to-back games. But we're still in April. Long season.
Due to hit second next inning.
Ball and a strike, 1 out. I just missed that inside corner. I think he's hit just 119 against Perez in the month of April. That'll start to his season. That's through the left side into left field. Smoke has his first hit of the night. Jesus Montero will bat with 1 out back in the 7th inning. He led off.
Tried to go in, and he pulls his hands in, got the big barrel of the bat on him. That's why they went out and got him. They needed some right-handed power. And he showed it off right there. 3rd home run of the season, 12 RBIs.
Perez to Montero, up and away. Montero with a long look down at Jeff Datz, the third base coach. I wouldn't expect they would run with Smoke.
Not much of a lead over there at first base.
Montero swung so hard he almost fell down. Looked like he may have hurt himself. Now he's kind of regrouping, but he took an awkward swing, and watch how he reacts after the swing.
Watch his back leg. We saw Edwin Encarnacion do that the other day in Baltimore, where he rolled his ankle on a swing.
1-1. Another base hit broke his bat, but he gets it into left field. Montero's second hit of the night. So there are 2 on here in the top of the 10th.
He is quick inside, even though he wraps that bat. He is quick on the inner half with that fastball. Turns it into a base hit to left field.
Alex Liddy, the third baseman, he's gone 0 for 4. The outfielders have to remind themselves that the base runners on right now don't have a lot of speed.
You don't have to play deep because it's not a no doubles situation, but make sure you catch the ball and make an accurate throw. You don't have to be quick.
First pitch strike to the Mariners third baseman. Seattle just 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position tonight. Up and away. Boy, Seattle has scored late here in this ball game, something they haven't done often this year. They scored 2 in the 7th and 2 in the 9th.
Clutch hits, 2-out single by Jaso to tie the game.
Fouled into the glove of Aaron Sebia.
There was also a 2-out double by Wells that scored a run for the Mariners. That was back in the 7th inning.
1-2, 1 out. And he fouls it back. That was that changeup. That was a little bit up. Perez will want to bury that changeup in the dirt.
It's been good. He has kept it down. He's really thrown the opposition off target with that pitch.
Another 1-2 pitch. Hit on the ground through the left side. Here comes Davis. He bobbles the ball. They stop Smoke at third. Jeff Datz. It was a medium ground ball into shallow left field. That stopped Smoke. And Rajai Davis bobbled the ball. Blue Jays got a break right there.
Yeah, they certainly did. Again, he wasn't playing that deep. And the ball's hit right at him. He bobbles it. He is throwing a stop sign up. Ball hits him on the heel and it bounces right in front of him. But you're right, Jays catch a break. Smoke being held right there by Datz. Plays right in front of him.
Now you can see Datz was waving Smoke around third. He wanted to give him a good turn, and Smoke did that. But then when he saw the ball hit directly at Rajai Davis, he threw up the stop sign before he saw the bobble. So the bases are loaded. Here's another look at it. Look at Datz waving the runner around third and then said, wait a minute, it's right at him. And then after the fact, Davis bobbled the ball. So now with 1 out, infield playing for the double play up the middle. Michael Saunders, who homered in his last at bat. Saunders has scored 2 of the 5 Mariner runs here tonight. Boy, the Mariners, they have battled all night long. They've been out hit 9-11. Montero has a pair.
They started this late. Ricky Romero no-hit them through the first 5 innings. No, they didn't get the first hit until the 6th.
Fouled at home. Saunders is a tough guy to double up. Not only is he a left-handed hitter, but he can run.
The corners are in with the left-hander at the plate. They are going to go home to first. The middle is back, playing halfway. Middle of the diamond, that's Johnson and Escobar, second and short. Perez, he'll be coming home.
High and deep to right field. Bautista back, looking up. This ball is gone. Grand slam home run for Michael Saunders, his second home run of the night.
He got the scoring started in the 9th inning, last inning, with a home run to dead center field. And then unloads after 1 out, 3 straight hits, and then the grand slam. Perez has been so good. But this one, Saunders stays back on it. It's a breaking ball, and he just uses his hands and gets enough of it into the bullpen. 4 quick runs.
Breaking ball, it just stayed on the inner half, and Perez can only watch as it goes over the wall in right. Second home run of the night for Michael Saunders, and the Blue Jays trail by 4 in the 10th. He's knocked in 5 and he scored 3. His 2 home runs tonight. Big factor in this ball game. Carlos Villanueva will be the relief pitcher on here, making his 5th appearance.
6th reliever of the night for the Blue Jays. Stop it right here. Villanueva, assortment of pitches. Bases cleared. That 1 home run by Saunders got him started on the comeback trail in the 9th inning, and that one put him over the top.
Miguel Olivo with a big swing.
It's the 2nd time that Saunders has had a multi-home run game. Now career high 5 RBIs in 1 game.
Changeup misses downstairs. Olivo had a big hit in this game. Came with 2 outs in the 7th. And he would come around to score on Casper Wells' 2-out RBI double. Pokes this one out of play. The Blue Jays were an out away from wrapping it up in the top of the 9th. They had 2 outs. Kyle Seager, the pinch hitter, hit a ground ball to 3rd. Brett Lowry made a low throw, was charged with his 2nd error of the night. The blown save tonight was the 5th of the season for the Blue Jays. They did not blow their 5th save last year until May 24th. Seager came off the bench, hit a weak ground ball to 3rd. Looked like it was academic.
Sometimes those blown saves are not from base hits.
Right back to the mound in a wave. That's the 2nd out of the inning. Munenori Kawasaki came into the ball game in the 9th as a pinch runner for Seager. Then he went first to 3rd on an error by Aaron Sebia. Aaron Sebia's attempted pickoff throw sailed over Lynn down the right field corner. Kawasaki scored on John Jaso's pinch single to center.
Yeah, that started the wheels moving when that throw went down the right field line. They ended up walking Dustin Ackley then after he got to 3rd base. Took their chances with Ryan. They pinch hit for him, and Jaso came up with a 2-strike pinch hit single to tie it up.
Jose Perez has been practically unhittable. He went an inning in the 3rd last night in Baltimore. Gave up a hit, struck out 2. That's right back up the middle. Kawasaki has a 2-out hit. Just his 4th big league hit. He is now 4 for 20.
Number 61 is looking like number 51 on that one.
Yeah, that was the same swing, wasn't it? Kawasaki grew up watching Ichiro play in Japan. So another man aboard here in the 10th. Dustin Ackley takes the first pitch strike. Boy, these are the tough ones for managers. You sit on that bench and you see a ground ball, think, okay, we got it. And the ball got away at first base. Kept the inning alive. Kawasaki looks like he's thinking about running.
You know what you can't do in games like this. The Blue Jays can still come back. But if they happen to lose it, you can't get down. I mean, you got another one tomorrow. You got to get right back out there at 4 o'clock tomorrow and strap it on.
They only got 142 left. Kawasaki broke towards 2nd, but then stopped. You know, we have talked about this often, and one thing that managers will remind themselves of, general managers think about it all the time. You don't get a real feel for your ball club until you get around 60 games into the season. But sometimes they hurt.
You can see it on every one of the faces of the coaches. You're ready to go out there and shake some hands.
0-2, 2 outs. There goes Kawasaki. It's a pitch out. Aaron Sebia's throw right on time. Kawasaki is thrown out. That ends the top of the 10th inning. But the Blue Jays have some work to do. They trail by 4. Big night for Michael Saunders here at Rogers Center. A couple of home runs. He's driven in 5, scored 3. New pitcher is the former Blue Jay Brandon League. This is not a save situation, but League's come on to close it out.
He is tied with Chris Perez and Jim Johnson of Baltimore for the league in saves with 7. Had a big year last year for the Mariners.
Rajay Davis is first at bat of the night. Davis came in defensively in the ninth. He bounces the ball to second. Ackley's there. 1 down. Brett Lawrie had a single back in the 8th inning. Which is downstairs. Ball on a strike. He had 31 saves a year ago with a 2.79 ERA. He was acquired by Seattle in the Brandon Morrow trade. Lawrie, big bouncing ball to third. Liddy waits on it, throws out Lawrie.
He was an all-star last year, Buck, with those 37 saves from Brandon Lee. He's got a great arm. Always had. It was just a matter of when's he going to harness that great fastball. Throws a splitter also. That's why he was an all-star.
League is now 29 years old. And boy, they have put together a pretty good bullpen. The development of Wilhelmsen, a changing role for Charlie Furbush, going from a starter to a reliever.
And whenever you have that one guy at the end, and tomorrow's going to throw tomorrow afternoon here against his former club.
He has fit right in here with the Blue Jays, and that's one of those trades that both teams are happy with.
Yep. They got a starter who struck out 200 batters last year. And the Mariners have a closer.
Kevin Millwood will go to the mound for Seattle to face Morrow. Be a 4 o'clock start tomorrow afternoon. Bobby Rasmus hits it to the second baseman. Ackley has it, and the Blue Jays lose a tough one. They go into the top of the ninth with a 2-run lead, and Mariners tied it up with 2 in the ninth and scored 4 on a grand slam off the bat of Michael Saunders, his second home run of the night.
Victory's taken away from them. They got to forget about it, get back on that horse tomorrow very quickly for that 4 o'clock game.
The Jays lose the first one to Seattle, and we will be back tomorrow afternoon. 9-5, Mariners winning.